There are hidden perks available to seniors at the airport that are going to make the entire travel experience a heck of a lot easier. The trouble is that most travelers don't know these exist, or they don't know how to access them, which is exactly what we will be breaking down in today's video. The first airport perk that many travelers don't realize they can get for free is wheelchair assistance. Airport wheelchair assistance means an attendant comes out with a wheelchair and helps you get through the airport. They can take you from the curb, through security, and all the way to your boarding gate. And if you have a flight connection, a new attendant meets you when you land and then will take you to your next gate to catch your connecting flight. This alone is going to be a game changer if you have a tight connection and you're at all stressed about making it to your next gate. You can request wheelchair assistance when you book your flight. Usually you'll find the option under something like Assistance Requests. You can also add it later through Manage My Trip on most airline websites or apps, or by calling the airline at least 48 hours before departure. Then, when you arrive at the airport, go to the check-in counter and say, "I have wheelchair assistance requested on my reservation." Someone should already be there waiting for you. It's also good to know that tipping your escort $10 to $20 is always appreciated, but it's never required or expected. The next perk to know about is that you can actually have a family member or even a friend or whoever the heck is dropping you off at the airport walk you all the way through the security checkpoint and to the gate. They don't need a ticket. This is different from wheelchair assistance, since wheelchair assistance is when airport or airline staff help you get through the airport. A gate pass is for your own family member or friend, so they can go with you through security and walk alongside you all the way to the boarding gate. So if your son, daughter, spouse, or friend is dropping you off and you'd feel better having them stay with you until boarding, or it would just be a little bit more fun, then ask the airline at the ticket counter when you arrive at the airport if they can issue a gate pass for them by saying something along the lines of, "I'd like to request a gate pass for my daughter, friend, husband, so they can help me get through the security checkpoint and walk me to the gate." Just make sure that whoever is escorting you has a government-issued ID on them. The next perk is boarding your flight first ahead of all of the other travelers and doing it for free. Under federal law, any passenger who needs extra time to board has the legal right to board the plane first. This one surprises a lot of people because many travelers don't know that they don't need to explain themselves or prove a disability or show any documentation in order to get pre-boarding. You self-identify, so that means you decide whether you need extra time, not the airline. Before boarding starts, walk up to the gate agent and say something like, "I need a little extra time to board. I'd like to pre-board, please." And then if you are traveling with someone, mention them too, since they'll be able to pre-board right alongside you. Then just stay close to the gate and be ready to board the plane as soon as the pre-boarding announcement is made. Another perk that many seniors don't realize is that they can actually get the seat that they need without having to pay a ridiculous seat selection fee, and they can also sit with their companion for free, again without any seat selection fee. Airlines now charge up to $75 for you to choose your seat, and some passengers have been paying that fee for a seat that they were legally entitled to for free the whole time. Under federal law, airlines are required to provide specific seat accommodations for passengers with physical needs at no extra charge, even on the cheapest basic economy fare. That includes an aisle seat with a movable armrest if you need to transfer from a wheelchair, a seat with a little extra legroom if you have a leg that doesn't bend well, and a seat next to a travel companion who is assisting you during the flight. To access this free seat selection perk, don't try to pay and select your seat online through the seat map at the time of booking your flight. Instead, you'll want to head to your airline's website and search for the airline's accessibility desk phone number. You'll need to call them at the time of booking your flight or at least 48 hours before your flight's departure to make a request on your seat. Keep in mind that you do not need to give a specific diagnosis or over-explain why you need a specific seat. Just tell them what you need the seat to do for you, and then let them handle it. Let us know down in the video comments if you have ever taken advantage of any of these airport perks. I personally ended up using wheelchair assistance when I had horrible food poisoning the morning before my flight. I was not confident that I'd be able to make it to the gate on my own, so I called United about 6 hours before takeoff and asked if they had escort wheelchair service available. An airline escort, sounds a little scandalous, it wasn't, was very nice, and she was waiting for me at the check-in counter with United. When I got there, she had the wheelchair ready. I hopped in. She helped me all the way through the security checkpoint and to the gate. I did end up leaving her a tip, even though it's not mandatory. So if you've ever been concerned about requesting something like wheelchair service, know that I wasn't made to feel uncomfortable or like I didn't deserve the service in any way. There was no violation of privacy, and very few questions were even asked. The next perk is one that could save you money on every single trip. If you travel with a CPAP machine, a portable oxygen concentrator, an insulin cooler, or any other medical device, and you've ever paid a fee to bring it with you, then you've probably paid a fee that you didn't have to. Under the Air Carrier Access Act, medical assistive devices fly free and they don't count towards your carry-on limit. None of these should cost you a single dollar to bring on the plane. The one condition is that your device needs to be in its own dedicated case. So don't try to pack your CPAP machine inside your carry-on suitcase, because if you do, it no longer qualifies for the exemption. And if anyone at the airport questions you bringing an extra item with you, if that extra item is a medical assistive device, you can say something like, "This is a medical assistive device. Under the Air Carrier Access Act, it does not count towards my carry-on allowance, and I am allowed to bring it on the flight for free." And then when you get to the TSA security checkpoint, it's also a good idea to take it out of its case and put it in its own bin for screening, as this can help speed up the screening process.